Hey, this is Jessie Ann Nichols George, and I'm coming to you with my tip of the month right now. And today, what I wanted to do was talk about what can a moment of peace do for you. And we don't stop to think about how just a few seconds, a moment of peace, can truly change our lives. It can truly readjust everything. It's almost like hitting that reset button so that everything gets cleared out, gets a fresh new start. It's like bringing completion to things in some ways and then starting over again, kind of like we finish a day and we start a day. And what this does is moments of peace bring a sense of cycle to us. And I find that this time of year, this is such a powerful thing to bring into play. This is such a powerful thing to tune into right now because it's part of the natural seasons, part of the natural flows. Now, when I think of a moment of peace, for me, I love the seasons. I'm in a four-season area, and there's nothing like watching a gentle snow falling down in the middle of the night. It's incredible, and it's quiet. And naturally, this time of season, animals are hibernating, right? And it's natural with the less daylight that we have right now, and the more evening flow, we're tuning into more of a feminine energy in this process, and that tunes us more into our intuition. And so it's natural for us to also take moments of peacefulness in this season in particular. But this is going to be valuable no matter what time of year it is, what season it is, and whether you are in four-season area or hot, warm weather right now, it's okay. I find too that I love whether it's something like tuning into the snow or being near a river or being near the ocean. That's always an extra addition when I'm doing this. But even if you're not anywhere near those kinds of places, just taking the moments. So for example, I like to take, say, 30 seconds at the beginning of my day, maybe a minute, and then maybe another minute to 5 minutes at the end of my day when I'm winding down to just really tune into this peacefulness. And what I'll also do is sometimes right in the middle of the day, I'll take a moment to tune into this to kind of give myself a little bit of a reset, a little freshening up during the day, kind of like an adjustment to my energy. It's like, if you're not if the light bulb isn't completely screwed in, you need to stop and screw that light bulb in completely and make sure it's getting a full connection there. And that's kind of what the moments of peacefulness do. No matter what your belief system is, this time of year, when we look at the winter solstice and we look at the other celebrations that are going on this time of year, and even with New Year's coming around, it's a moment of pausing. And a lot of people get very hustled and bustled, and they're out and they're buying presents, and they're going to family gatherings, and they're going to social events and company parties and all of these different things. But what we really long for is to tune into the real aspects of the season, and that is the peacefulness. That is the true, total connection to Spirit, Divine Presence, God, whatever your term is with this. Now, when I do this, it's really about stopping and just collecting ourselves for a moment. Because when we're worrying and we're fretting about things, which a lot of people have been under a lot of stress lately, then we're living in the future. Okay, when we're going through periods of, say, like depression and things like that, we're living in the past. When we're dealing with regrets, things like that, anxieties, they can be future or present, but it's not in the moment. And if we stop and we just take a moment to focus on this moment, what we're doing is we want to take the moment to appreciate just this piece of time. It's not about worrying about anything, wondering what's going to happen tomorrow, worrying about whether things are going or flowing in our life, because when we tune into appreciating the moment, we're going to create a natural flow. Everything else will start to take care of itself. So ironically, when things aren't going well, our tendency is to say, I don't have time to do this. But ironically, that's exactly what we need to do to get the flow going again, to get things happening for us. So when we take this moment of peace, what you're doing is letting go. You're giving yourself permission to be free of everything. Okay? In this exact moment, you don't have to be anywhere. You don't have to do anything. You don't have any obligations or responsibilities. It's about saying to yourself, I don't actually have to do anything. I make a lot of choices to do things. Sometimes the choices I make I feel are the right things to do. That goes back to some of the other topics I've talked about, right? Taking 100% responsibility. But those are totally different things. In this moment, I don't have to do anything. I don't have to be anything. And I'm going to give myself that permission to not have to do anything, to not have to be anything, to not have to think about anything, to not have to pay attention to any responsibilities or obligations or anything else. All I need to do is to honor this moment, to enjoy this moment. And when I stop and I say, I am totally free of everything, I'm totally free, and I take that moment to pause, and I tune into that, what we might actually start to feel then, if you're really fully tuning into it, you almost start to get a feeling of being drunk or intoxicated. It's such a blissful feeling when it rolls through you that you start to feel very happy, very joyous inside. And it's so calming and it's so soothing. And you don't have to let your mind think about anything except for how amazing is this moment. In this moment, I am 100% connected with the entire world. And when I do this, I might look up at the night sky. I do that a lot of times when I'm doing this at the end of the day. Or I might look at a tree or anything, because the entire universe is in that. And when we think about the miracle that it took to create this moment, for me to connect with you in this moment, for example, for you to be listening to this, everything in your life that brought you here to this exact moment is absolutely incredible. Every piece that had to come together to create this moment is incredible. And everything in this that's around us, ourselves, are incredible. The universe is incredible. Okay? Everything that goes into making it is incredible. So I encourage you in this season to honor the season, because when we do this, this creates a natural cycle for us, a natural closing out of activity and then starting new activity. And our body, our soul, needs that cycle tremendously. So what does a moment of peace give us? It gives us total connection with divine presence, total connection with who we truly are, total connection with everything and all. There is no more separation. I am in unique peace of everything that there is. And to tune into that. And if your mind is one that's busy and it wanders and it's hard to shut your mind down, then give it something to focus on, like that tree, or like that sky, that night sky, or just the silence of hearing the sounds around you. It's okay. But take a moment to stop and just focus on the moment. Give yourself a moment of peace. And whether you do that one time a day or 100 times a day. And what happens when we do this, again, everything else then begins to take care of itself. When we fully tune in and allow ourselves to feel the bliss of that moment, everything takes care of itself naturally. You'll find yourself starting to be a magnet to everything that you need, whether it's ideas or material things or finances or opportunities or friends or anything, health, anything. It will all start to flow into you the more you take these moments of peace. My name is Jessie Ann Nichols George. Find the power of peace in this season. It's amazing, and I wish it for all of you. Many happy holidays to you, and many, many blessings to you in the season of peace. Take care. And if you'd like to find out more about my work, you can check out everything I'm doing at my website, JessieAnnNicholsGeorge1.com. Take care.